Hi, welcome back to Confessions of an Indie Author. It's week two. I'll just start by kind of going through some of the things that have happened over the last week and things that I'm working on. I kind of wrote a couple things down because things have been crazy busy lately. Just a recap of Lexicon, which was the convention that we had over the weekend on Saturday. It's kind of a small gaming convention, but it's put on one of my good friends at Limitless Adventures. And so it's always a favorite every year to go to. I always seem to be received very well there. Convention treats all of the vendors great. So it's just a wonderful place to be. This year was our first year that we did an author seminar. And I will say that the organizer, Andy, did a wonderful job of promoting that. He went around to a lot of colleges and schools and did a lot of social media marketing to get people to come to that author seminar. Uh, my business partner, Trevor, and we put on the seminar, and Andy found us 6 wonderful participants to come and pick our brains over writing, process of writing, whether it be the creative process, editing process, publishing process, whatever you want to name it. We covered just about everything in that forum. So that went really, really well. Other things that I've been working on this week. So Kindle Direct Publishing offers the ability to kind of do these serial stories in Vella. And so people can purchase like little episodes at a time, shorter pieces of work that kind of become a larger body of work. So I scheduled my first 3 episodes of my Titan Home Villa to release on May 1st. If you're not familiar with Titan Home, that is my game setting that I created for 5th edition. It was my very first Kickstarter, which was successfully funded. It's been out for a little over a year now, and I decided to kind of write stories within that world to kind of give people an idea of the different flavors and the history and culture of that world. So check that out, May 1st. More to be posted on social media. You can follow me on Facebook, and I'll post everything out there whenever it becomes available. Now we're getting into crunch time as far as Origins Game Fair. This is the first year that I'm doing that convention. It's a rather large convention. It's no Gen Con by any means, Gen Con being about 60,000 attendees or more. I think Origins usually about 25,000. So it's almost like a dry run before the really big show that hopefully eventually I'll get into. We've applied for, I think this is my 5th year applying. So you just kind of have to keep applying until a spot opens up because just about everybody wants to go to Gen Con. But we are going to Origins this year. So, there's lots of things to consider. We're kind of going through, we decided kind of how we wanted to set up our booth. We get a 10 by 10 space. So we are ordering materials and grid walls so that we can display all of our goods that we'll be selling there at Origins, and building up inventory. One of the things that I've gotten several emails this week about, exhibitor hotel block is opening up, so you need to coordinate that. Apparently booth bidding opens up. It's kind of a tiered system that, based on however many priority points that you've built up, you get kind of a priority selection of your booth. Obviously, with this being our first year, our selection is like you get whatever is left over. But it'll be a different, interesting experience to see how that all works out. As far as building inventory, that's kind of a scary thing because you don't know how much is going to sell. How much do I bring? I don't want to bring too much. I don't want to spend all this money and then be stuck with hauling all of this inventory back home. But at the same time, then I don't want to sell out of anything either. And with it being a first event, it's kind of a terrifying, it's almost like you're just throwing a dart at the wall and hoping that you choose the right number, the magic number. I don't really have any sales or any other conventions sales wise that would compare to this one. So it's hard for me to know, what even to build to for this event. So one of the things that I'm doing, I am launching my board game Stones at Origins Game Fair this year. So I was going to bring like 25 or 30 of those games and launch it there. I'm not really sure how well it would be received. You know, I'm not a big name game developing producer, but you know, I'm just going to go with 25 to 30 was my initial. So I designed the game on Game Crafter, and I went out there earlier this week, and I was going to go out and order, you know, my bulk order. And I noticed it wouldn't let me order because the bags that I had were out of stock. I'll show you what I mean. So this is the game. So I have these little black velvet bags that hold the game pieces. I have 2 of them. So when they're building this game for me, they include these bags for the pieces. Apparently the black ones are out of stock and they don't know when they'll be back in. Well, I don't want to sit around and wait and then not have these games come in for this huge event that I'm doing and planning to launch it there. That would just be bad. So I changed the bags to red because, you know, in the Realm of Thrall series, it's based on the suits in a deck of cards, and I'm diamonds, which is red. So I changed it to a red velvet bag. Okay, big deal. So I'm like, okay, fine. So they have those in stock. So I go to order and I put 30 in because I'm like, all right, I'll just order 30 instead of 25. So I'll have a few extra in case whatever. So then I noticed that I go to put 30 in and it says the expected date of arrival is July 12th. Now, mind you, Origins is in June. Fuck, that's not going to work. So I kind of played around with the numbers, and if I only order 9 at a time, the shipping estimate is May 20th. Okay, I can do May 20th. So I did like 3 separate orders of 9 games to be delivered by May 20th, right? Okay, so that works. I get 27, whatever. I'm not gonna, it's between 25 and 30. I'm happy with that. But at the same time, I had to do 3 separate orders. So basically, the pricing on the game breaks whenever you order 10. So I get a discount on the ordering if I order 10 or more, or if I order 20, or if I order 30. I'm looking at my little sheet here. So I ended up spending more on the games, which eats into my profit already before I even get there. Grr. It is what it is. At least I will have them by Origins. Fingers crossed, barring something catastrophic happens between now and then. I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope that it works out. So on the kind of the same note, the Kickstarter for Stones does start on April 12th. I do have the link in the body of the video. So if you want to click on that and follow it, please do so. I have 4 followers already and it hasn't even launched yet. And I haven't even started the marketing campaign, which I think I take that back. I think the first post maybe went out today. I scheduled an entire social media marketing campaign last week that I said I was working in the last video. So, you know, hopefully I'm trying to get some interviews set up, so you'll see some of those, and hopefully I can link to those and build off of it. But yeah, a little nervous about that, but everything seems to be set up and ready to go as best as I can plan for that. The last thing is, you know, I was talking to somebody at Lexicon who happened to be in advertising and marketing, and one of her comments was, why are you not on TikTok? Well, I don't know anything about that platform. And to be completely honest, it kind of scares me a little bit. And part of me thinks I'm too old to be on TikTok. But then I get out there and I look and I'm like, oh, there's plenty of people my age. It's not a big deal. So I'm going to make an attempt to expand to TikTok. She told me I should definitely be on Book Talk and Tumblr Talk, since I make the glitter tumblers also. So hopefully maybe you'll see some of that. I've been watching lots of videos on how to, create a TikTok video and how to use it successfully. So another fingers crossed, we'll see how that venture goes. I don't know, but hopefully I'm planning on putting at least an introductory video out there today. And I've been watching a lot of TikTok videos, trying to figure out, get a feel for that particular platform and what content I have to put out there. It's definitely different than the content I put here or Facebook or Instagram. They all have their different little niches. I just kind of have to figure that out. So bear with me, and I will take you on my adventure of figuring out how in the world to use TikTok. Makes me feel a little old. I'm sure I'll figure it out. Until next week. See you later.